Hello, students. Okay, so this is 8 parts. 8 parts is a graphic organizer we'll use quite often when we're looking at an article. And so the first thing you'll want to do is click the link there and it'll open up an article for you to read. And that's the article you're going to be responding to when you complete your 8 parts. So the first thing you want to do is read through the article and then summarize what you learned in a 3-word sentence. So the 3-word sentence is supposed to be straight to the point. It's supposed to be a little bit choppy and funky, but it's supposed to be the way that you take that big long article that you read, and if you had to summarize what you learned into a 3-word sentence, what would that sentence be? And it's not just summarize it in 3 words. It needs to be an actual sentence. But since it's only a 3-word sentence, it's going to be real funky. You want to think of like Frankenstein speaking when you write this sentence. Then what you're going to do is throughout the article, you need to identify important people or groups, and you should be able to find at least 3 in the article. So anytime you see an important person or group, you're going to write down who they were and why they were important here. And again, you want to find at least 3. When is going to be looking for important dates or historical events throughout the article. So important events, important dates, make sure not only to write them down, but explain what they were and why they were important. What do you notice? These are things that you find interesting. So 3 things you read that you found interesting and why you found it interesting. And you'll start that with, I noticed that, and then something you noticed and why you found that interesting. Something you wonder, these should be meaningful, compelling questions. So not just like, who was involved or why did they do that? But try and create like really juicy questions based on what you've read in the article. The questions should show me that you were reading the article with some detail or depth. You'll create a 5-sentence summary of what you've learned. And then here at the bottom, you'll make a comparison. So whatever the title of the article was or the main concept of the article, you'll write that here. And then compare it to something else we've studied in class. So it could be something from this unit, something from a previous unit, but something else we've studied in class that you can compare it to. Or you can compare it to something in pop culture that you've learned. So something from a movie or a book or a comic book or something from music or something from theater, but some kind of like pop cultural reference. If you can make a connection and find similarities and differences there, that is an excellent thing to do. So that is how you complete an 8 parts. So as you go through, again, make sure you're identifying who and when, and from the reading, things that you find interesting, questions that you have, creating a 5-sentence summary, and then talking about those similarities and differences between the topic of the article and a topic of your choice.